home has its little mysteries. The missing sock, the coffee cup that somehow ends up in the wrong room. And then there's this one. Every few days we leave the house, then we come home to clean floors. The kitchen, spotless. Pet hair, vanished. No footprints. Somehow everything is clean. No one has been inside. We see nothing. Hear nothing. Yet somehow, someone or something has been doing the housework. Is our house being haunted, or is this invisible, silent helper just a friendly ghost? So what's it like to live with something that actually cleans your house quietly while you're not even there?
I'm Erin from Tech Gadgets International, and I've now been living with the ECOVACS T90 Pro Omni for about 6 months, and I'll set the mystery theme aside for a little bit to answer some questions you no doubt have about what living with a floor cleaning robot is really like, what surprised me, what became part of our routine, and whether it's still doing the job just as well as it did on day one. I'll show you what changed about our habits, how well it's still cleaning, what I absolutely love, and yes, I'll even share what I would change about this robot. Let's dive in, and I would like to say a quick thank you to ECOVACS for being an ongoing sponsor of my channel. While the company did provide the T90 Pro Omni to me, it hasn't told me what I have to say or can't say in this update, so these thoughts are all my own.
The biggest change isn't actually with the ECOVACS T90 Pro Omni robot, it's been with me. When I first got it, I'd be watching it, monitoring it, and overseeing it clean. It's quite literally my job to evaluate how it navigates around furniture, so I'd open up the app just to see what it was doing.
Now, I barely think about it.
It's scheduled to clean several times a week. Like a ghost, it heads out on its own, comes back to the dock, washes itself, dries itself, empties itself out, and it uses these short maintenance stops to get a battery top-up too, thanks to Power Boost fast charging, which helps the robot clean even longer. I never even have to think about it.
That might not sound exciting, but I actually think it's a pretty big compliment because it's become part of our routine to the point where we don't really think about vacuuming or mopping anymore. There's a surprising amount of mental load, I guess you could say, that disappears when one more household chore just takes care of itself or vanishes completely.
Our floors stay cleaner all the time, and when we do decide to clean the house ourselves more thoroughly, there's noticeably less work to do because that daily maintenance has already been handled.
Does it still clean as well as on day one? Now, this is something I genuinely wondered before using it long term. Would the vacuuming still be as strong after months of use? Would the mopping performance start to fade maybe? Well, 6 months later, it still feels every bit as capable as it did when it first arrived.
It continues to easily keep pet hair under control. It handles all the crumbs that inevitably end up on the kitchen floor, and it deals with dirt that gets tracked in through both the front and back doors. Now, with 2 dogs in our house, it used to be part of the daily cleanup to grab a stick vacuum and tidy up after our morning and evening dog walks. Now, I just let the robot take care of it. And one of my favorite features is that I can run it every day on its lowest suction setting, which also translates to its quietest volume, and I barely even notice it at work. The mopping has also been consistently impressive. One of the reasons, I think, is the Osmo roller system. Since the robot continuously washes the roller while it's cleaning, it isn't simply circulating dirty mopping pads around.
Now, friends often ask me whether robot vacuums or robot floor cleaners have maybe become a little too advanced, meaning too high maintenance. After all, when they can vacuum and mop and then wash themselves, and there's scrubbing brushes that help keep things clean, does all that translate into more upkeep on my part? In this case, the answer is no.
Every now and then I'll pop the main roller out just to have a look, and I'll check the side brush too. With older robot vacuums, I'd often find myself cutting hair off the brush or untangling threads. With the T90 Pro Omni, there really hasn't been anything to do. The zero tangle system has done exactly what it's supposed to, even after months of use. Now, interestingly, I was testing another brand of robot vacuum just this week, and after just 3 days of running around my house, take a look at its roller brush. It's got all kinds of hair wound around the ends, and this only builds up over time. But I've not touched the T90's brush in about a month, and take a look at it. Still clean as a whistle. Honestly, I spend more time maintaining my coffee maker than I do maintaining this robot.
Now, what about the navigation after 6 months? Have I ever found this robot getting stuck? The simple answer is it doesn't. In the 6 months I've had it, I honestly can't remember coming into the room and finding it stranded anywhere.
It approaches obstacles like chair legs slowly and carefully, which not only protects your furniture, but also keeps the whole cleaning process much quieter than many other robots I've tried, meaning I can enjoy my me time. Another concern people often have is whether robot mops will end up making their carpets damp or dragging spills across them. And that's not been my experience with this robot. I've never noticed wet carpets after a cleaning cycle. That's because it can lift its mopping roller. The dock is probably the unsung hero of this entire experience. I empty the dust bag roughly every couple of weeks. About the same time, I refill the clean water tank and give the cleaning tray a quick rinse and a scrub. That's pretty much become my entire maintenance routine. The rest of the time, I'm just living life and enjoying the scenery.
I also want to call out maybe one of the more underappreciated features of this floor robot, and that's how quiet it is. Because it has adjustable suction, that also adjusts the airflow noise, meaning if we do want to run it while we're home, it's ultra quiet.
And if we do need to crank up the suction power for a deeper clean, because it's scheduled to clean while we're usually out of the house, we almost never notice it working. It's almost like having a ghost quietly keeping the floors clean while nobody's home. By the time we get back, everything's done and it's already back on the dock.
A floor robot this advanced has a lot of smart features, but you often wonder if they are enough that you're going to keep using them. Now, for me, the automated scheduling feature is probably my most loved feature, but the thing about it is once you set it up the way you want, you don't have to think about it afterwards. Set it and forget it, as the old infomercial used to say.
The other feature I use regularly is room-specific cleaning. If we've made a mess in the kitchen or we're expecting guests, I can just send it to one room instead of cleaning the whole house. Those are features that have actually become part of everyday life for us, not because they're flashy, but because they're genuinely helpful.
The biggest surprise for me hasn't been the cleaning performance, it's how invisible the robots become.
The biggest surprise? It's quieter than I expected. Now, combined with the scheduling, it almost disappears into the background in our home. It quietly does its job while we're away, returns to the dock, and life just goes on, which is exactly what I want from smart home technology.
Okay, sometimes I get asked what I don't like, and my only real criticism isn't actually about the robot, but it could be about the dock.
Functionally, I think it's excellent. Visually, though, maybe it's a little utilitarian looking and still uses a lot of plastic. So I used AI to mock up what I think would be a beautiful robot docking station. If someone could figure out how to disguise these docks as beautiful blonde wood side tables, ottomans, or another piece of furniture, I will be first in line. Robot vacuums are good at cleaning on the down low. The only thing left to have them do is have their docks vanish too.
So after 6 months, would I spend my own money on the T90 Pro Omni? The answer is absolutely. In fact, I think I appreciate it more now than I did during those first few weeks of my review. Not because I noticed the robot more, but maybe because I notice it less.
At the beginning of this video, I said there was a mystery in our house. After 6 months, I've solved it. Turns out maybe the mystery never was who was cleaning the house, only how quickly we stopped noticing.